What's up, everybody? Thank you for hanging out again for WIllie Barcena's Drop-In. I'm excited today. I'm always excited, man. My guests always kick ass. But today I have a buddy that we've known each other going close to a decade now. I would say right, a long time.
Yeah, about that.
More or less, roughly. Juan Contreras. Say what's up there, everybody, Juan. Huh? say, that's your camera right there, bro.
Okay.
What's up?
How's it going, everybody?
Hello, everybody at TV Land. How you doing? And then we have a new producer today because Fabian went camping.
He's camping right now.
So pinch hitting is Angel, you know,
what's up, guys?
and then taking your seat is John.
Yeah.
So everybody switched today, man. You know what? I don't know why my kids like go. You like going camping, Angel? Are you a camping guy?
I am a camper.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A happy camper.
All right, bro. Tell me what you like about camping, bro.
I like being in nature, just being out in the wild, away from the. You know, we live that city life, so
Okay.
just being in the city all the time and just being able to escape for a few days is cool. And
So
just like a little reset, you know.
Okay. You go camping too?
No, I don't go camping, but I know where he's coming from. I mean, there's only so much smog and traffic he can take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never go camping, Juan?
Haven't been in a long time.
I would take you for a guy that goes camping, man. For me, I don't know, man. John, you go camping?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're big time. You're big time. Get your face in there, bro, so they can see you on talking about. Yeah. So yeah, John. I think we've talked before. You have all the gear. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, I never liked it. I went once. I think I went once or twice, man. But I just felt, for me, it felt like poverty. You know what I mean? It felt like it just took me.
Come on.
It took me to. I had too many issues, man, with being poor, growing up poor, and that's what I connected to. I connected to not having shit, and I said, you know, it's I don't know, man. You know, homeless people, they're always camping, right? Do you think they like it? Do you think they look at it as camping? Because when you go around downtown and they got the tents and they look like they're camping.
Yeah.
And
They don't have a choice, really.
yeah, but still, it looks like they're having fun. They look, you know, I don't know, something about homeless, man. I'm not trying to dog them, but they're always in shape. I hate when I see a homeless guy. I see a homeless guy cross the street and he's all chiseled, and I go, "How the fuck does homeless guy get all fucking ripped?" And then he goes camping, and I don't know, bro. I'm like a little bitch when it comes to fucking where I'm gonna stay, and I think you already known that, right, Angel? Because you, John, because we go to hotels, man. You know, I gotta get a good room, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a little diva when it comes to the rooms, man.
What about the hotel bar?
The hotel bar? I'm always there. No, you know, Fabian is there with his mom, with Camilo, and I guess some other family is out there. I don't know. For you people that go camping, man, I have a buddy named Mike Van Zandt. He's got a camper, and they go all the time, and they go like a group of 20. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't see the point, man. You know?
Do they take an RV or anything?
No, you tried. You remember you wanted to get the RV for the last trip. You wanted to do that.
I was going to do it.
You do that.
I was going to do it, but then, no, we were going to do the camper. We're going to go to San Francisco or up north in a camper.
Right. The RV.
The RV, but then we're going to drive an RV, and then we're going to stay in the hotels. So what was the purpose for the RV?
Yeah,
So I didn't see any purpose, so we rented a van and then stayed in the hotel. But anyways, brother, anything else for this our last week? Listen, man.
Hey, how about those new cups there? What's up with those cups?
Our cups.
Yeah.
These are the new WIllie Barcena Drop-In red cups. All right. You know who gets one? Anybody? Fucking John. John, you're made for TV, bro. I swear to God, dude. You can tell you come from production. You know but anyways, yeah. So these are red cups, and they're reusable. They're not those ones that are that you throw away. You know, these are like real thick. So I'm gonna give like a pair of 4 to somebody that that has questions for us about anything regarding the show, regarding life, regarding, I'm a problem solver. Just call me. I'll figure it out for you. Let me know what it is, And then you might say, Willie, how can you be a problem solver if you fuck up a lot in life? That's why I'm a good problem solver, because I fuck up a lot, all right? If I did everything right, then I wouldn't know, what's wrong. So put that together. So take a little, let's sip here.
I'd have to agree though. You gotta fail to succeed.
Yeah, man.
It's so like what do you call it? Cliche to say, but it's the truth. It's the God honest truth.
You can't give advice without experience.
Yeah.
Well, I got a shitload of experience, man. Anything you want to know about women, I got you. All right. Talk about somebody who's fucked up a lot. All right. And it's funny because I'm dating this lady and I'm trying to be a better person, And I'll make some mistakes in the relationship, and I'm like, damn, man, I thought I was beyond that, and I still fucking slip. I mean, you've been married, but by the way, let me tell you guys, Juan right here, I find what he does fascinating. I mean, he's retired now, but I find what you did for your job, man. All right, is fascinating. Which is you were a homicide detective for LAPD, right?
Yeah.
And you retired.
I'm retired now.
And so you and I have had some. I always find it fascinating how they have somebody, a human being's job is to go to a crime scene, see a dead body, and like, okay, let's figure this shit out, right? Without any clues. But before I get to that, man, I want to see if I get any. How long you been married, brother? How long you been married?
Back to that.
Before we go there, I want to know about how long you been married.
34 years.
34? All right. 34 years, bro. What, man? And
What's the secret?
No, that's what's the secret. But okay, you tell me. Has it been like a ride to heaven, or has it been like a roller coaster?
No, I mean, you got to work at it. It's not going to be perfect relationship.
I can see you.
Ups and downs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Your wife's gonna watch this, so be careful, bro.
No, I got the utmost respect for her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
so 34 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you say ups and downs. What I know for me, man, arguments that I had with marriage were how we were gonna raise, the boys, right? Like how do you parent?
Sure.
And she was more lenient, and I was more like fuck that. So that's where we butt heads a lot. And then finance, problems with money we had. That's the other one.
That's always like the top three.
Okay, what I've only said two so far. I mean, you got three in your head, bro. So it was finance, raising the kids, and what would think would be like another in marriage. I'll tell you one I had, communication.
Yeah,
lack. You don't listen to me every time I talk.
What about the in-laws or the family?
No, man, I had good in-laws, bro. So why don't you tell us about yours?
My in-laws.
Bro, you backtrack on that one quick, bro. You're like, no. I'm just saying, like I heard other people have that problem.
Let me put it to you this way: it's just not my in-laws.
Okay,
but I've seen other in-laws.
Other in-laws?
Yeah.
No,
I wasn't exposed to that. My wife's parents they're very religious. They're straight. You could go to them for anything. They give their shirt off their back.
Yeah.
That's the type of people they are. So they're good.
No, I'm glad. I had a great experience, man. My in-laws are just good people, man. I've never seen people like that. They've been married for forever. I mean, they've been together for a long, long time. And they were very supportive. They were good people. And as a matter of fact, at times, I still go over, and when they need something, I'll more than happy to do it. I really got along. I like them more than I like my mom, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like way 100 times more, man.
Come
They're
on,
just no. I hated my mom, bro, but that's another story. But her, I loved her. I love her mom, dad, good people, and obviously you got along with your in-laws, or you
Yes.
didn't?
No, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I said the top three, you know, I look at other experiences, and, you
right.
know, that
right.
even when I was working, you know, as a detective, you know, I would, you know, respond to houses, and then I would speak to the family, and then the in-laws, and then you would go ahead and see the clash.
Okay, so you tell me now, what 34? You're married 34 years, man. What would you say keeps it going, man? Keeps the marriage going after 34 years. That's 3 decades and a half, brother. I mean, that's a long time. What do you have? What I think about is when I hear somebody's been married 34 years, like, what is left to talk about? Do you know what I mean? Like, after 34 years, you wake up with your old lady and you're like, you know everything. You just look at each other like, I'm thinking like, but I don't know. I mean, you tell me, bro. Educate a man that I only hung in for 25.
That's still a nice chunk.
Yeah. And I think someone that lasts 25 years, you know, I always feel like that should be when you get married. It should say if you make 25 years, that's it. You know, you get like prizes from the government, you know, and then you could say, and then you could like shake hands and say goodbye. I really believe that, man. That, you know, it's almost like if you get life insurance, and you get it for X amount of years and you don't die, you get your money back, or you get like a little. So I don't know. So okay, so tell me, man, what would be your?
You know, just to touch on what you said earlier, communication.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
what? Don't listen.
I mean, hey, trust me.
Act like you're listening.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you've experienced it. You know, when your wife shuts down when she's all mad.
Why do you throw it at me? Keep it. Why do you want to generalize, Juan? Talk about your wife, man. I'm sure you experienced it. Well, you know your experience, bro.
No, because it seems like a common scenario for. You know, the wife gets pissed off. She goes ahead. She shuts down. She doesn't talk to you for a day or two, right?
What would be something that would upset Mrs. Contreras to shut down for a day or two? What would give me one reason, and then give me the problem, right? And then tell me how you resolve it, bro. Because obviously you got a day and a half to think about how you're gonna problem solve this, because Mrs. Contreras got mad at what? You did what?
All right, I'll throw this at. I'll throw this at you. I mean,
okay, hypothetically, just make it up. Like we're making this up.
Okay. If I disrespect her,
okay,
you know, if
what would count as a disrespect? Because I just learned this. Want to hear my disrespect? The lady I'm going out with is teaching me. I said, hey, this past weekend, my buddy Quindale, comedian, he goes, Willie, I'm headlining over at the Ice House. He goes, hey, why don't you come by and do some sets, right? Like guest sets. So I said, it was Saturday night, and I go, sounds good. It sounds like fun, you know, because I don't need the whole production. I don't need my crew there, you know, and then I don't, you know, nothing. I just go there, do my little 10 minutes of jokey, get my drink, talk to people, hang out with my chick, have some dinner. So I told, okay, this is how I'm learning about disrespect, man. So I call her up.
You keyed in on that.
No. So I call her up, bro. Check this out. And I never knew this. And I guess, you know, when my ex, I'm learning a lot about how all these little things I fucked up. I didn't know. I was just a dude. So I told her, hey, so we're going to tonight. We're going to the Ice House, and I'm gonna do 2 shows. And then, so come down, and then after we'll go have some dinner in Pasadena, because the club's in Pasadena, right? And then, so I say, okay, all right. So I'll see you. We'll leave when you get here. Okay, I hung up. And then she calls like 5 minutes later, right? I think it took her some time to think about it. She calls back and she says, listen, I just want to tell you that I don't like the disrespect. And now I'm a little lost, right? I'm like, well, where's the disrespect? So she says, look, we are, okay, I'm trying to put it in her words. She says, you know, we're a team, right? And you shouldn't just tell me where we're going. You should say, hey,
what do you think
what do you think about going here? And I didn't think of, honestly, I'm such a selfish prick that I didn't think of it like that. I just thought, hey, I'm taking you out because your show, got some dinner. And then, so now I have to sit back and think about and analyze myself and go, it took me a while because at first, my first reaction was like, you know what? Fuck, she's ungrateful, man. You know?
That was kind of my first reaction.
I was like, she's ungrateful, but now I gotta think at another level. I gotta think of more, like, you know, and more to be more mature,
more in depth.
Yeah, think about the other person. So I you know, after I hung up, and then it took me 5 minutes to call her back, and then I was like, hey, okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. I should have asked you. I should have told you this. So I explained everything. And she says, why didn't you say it like that in the first place? And the whole time I'm thinking, fuck, relationships are hard. So tell me.
No, not even.
Okay,
I mean,
so disrespect, bro.
If I have a disagreement in front of people.
Oh, like with her.
Yeah,
If she
with
said,
her. If I'm with her, and let's say we're with other people.
Okay, another couple. You're there with another couple.
Or you know, maybe I'm with her family, and then I'll say something that she disagrees with, and then I'll say no, and then I'll go, no, this is why you should agree.
Right.
And then I really put my point down, and then she'll come back at me. She'll stay quiet.
There or till you get home?
Until I get home. And she'll just go, she goes, you know, you made me look bad in front of my family.
I've had that.
I've had that too. In front of my friends. You know, it's just like you talk down to me.
Bro,
come on. Look at that. Look at that. You're lighting up like a Christmas tree, bro.
I think every guy out there is going, fuck, I do that. Yeah. That's me. That's okay. So your lady's a little upset because you disrespected her. What did I do, man? Okay, here's another one that I did.
The quiet ride home.
No,
are you kidding me? Come on. There you go. Look at you. That's part of that's part of the scenario.
Let me see. Okay, which one did I do? Oh, okay, I know which one. If a bunch of friends, if I'm at a bar, right, and I take her with me, and a bunch of friends or people that I know come and I say hi to all of them, and I'm, yeah, man, boom, boom, and I'll say something like, hey, does your lady want a drink? Yeah, you want a drink, bro? Boom, boom, boom. And then she's quiet, she smiles, anything, and then on the way home, which I like, on the way home, I hear like, you know what? I'm there too. You know, I was there too, and you made it look like I was nobody, and I'm like, we don't think like that. Have you ever, Angel? You ever had that situation?
Yeah, I've had that situation a lot. Actually,
you don't introduce her. I want you to meet my girlfriend.
Okay.
I want you to meet my significant other.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it's about with you, Willie.
No,
she's like saying, oh, so I'm not meaningful to you.
All right. The very first one was we were at a bar, right? And then there was some people there, and then like I said, this is my friend, right? This is early, you know. This is and I said, this is my friend, and then so I guess I went to the bar to get drinks, and some dude's talking to her, and then he's like really talking to her. And I'm like, all right, bro, come on, you know she's with me, right? And then that dude leaves, and I go, what's that guy saying? And she goes, no, he's saying that he really wants to get to know me because you introduced me as a friend. So,
there you go.
Then she said, so now I gotta say, this is my girlfriend. All right, because she says the guy asked her, "Are you his friends?" And she's like, "Apparently." Like, ora.
Dang.
Yeah.
So now,
Then he gave her something to drink.
no. So now, I've that one I learned to say, "This is my girlfriend."
my girlfriend.
Is that good? It's my girlfriend. I even caught myself. This is my friend, girlfriend. This is my friend. But so okay. So how do you resolve it? What's one of your ways to resolve after like a day and a half? And you said it yourself, a day and a half of being on ice when they put you on ice.
Yeah, so the whole thing with her is just that she shuts down quick. If I do something or if it's disrespectful and she shuts down, that's it. I mean, that's her personality. So if I don't go ahead and I go, make the first move, I go, we need to go ahead and talk about this. And I go, so what's wrong?
So she explains it.
And she'll just go, yeah, you know what?
But do you say you're sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I fall on the sword.
Yeah. No, I wanted to get to the chase, bro.
Yes.
I
mean, if it's my fault, yeah, for sure.
Do you believe in? I'm just curious. Do you believe in counseling, and marriage counseling?
We never discussed that. We've always,
figured it out. You guys are.
Yeah, we figured it out on our own. But we always hear that.
I'm not that bright, man. I'm not that bright. I need someone. I need a coach.
Have you done that? Have you done counseling?
I did it when I was with my ex. I tried it, but I think back then I wasn't mature enough to understand what they were trying to tell me, and I was defensive because the whole time they're talking to me, I was like, "Fuck, you know about me." You know what I mean? You know me? So I was just smiling.
So you start arguing with the counselor?
No, I didn't. I didn't argue, man. I didn't argue. I just smiled because I knew they're always writing shit down. So I was just like, I was going, yeah, you're right, and and then and they want you to talk first, and then they keep saying shit like, so how does that make you feel, or what do you think, or because they just want you to keep talking. So I just thought my first go around was like this is bullshit, and then now I'm trying to again because the lady I'm with told me. Yeah, you got issues. So, so I go, I don't want to fuck up again, Like, all right, I don't want to be a 2-time loser, Yeah. So I was like, all right, okay, I guess I need some help, and but now I'm going with a different frame of mind. I'm going open minded, like okay, this is my issue. Give me some tools.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, the counselor, I mean, whether it's a female or a male, I mean, they have their special agendas too. And did you find out that they go ahead and pick a side?
No, because we don't go together. This is basically about me being nuts. Yeah, yeah. So
I thought you were together.
No. It's for me to get clear some shit up. But no, I find it, man, I would honestly tell you if I thought it was a waste of time or bullshit, but I like what this guy's telling me. I like the feedback, So, sometimes
so you like the feedback when they said you had issues?
No, well, not more than that. It's more than you have issues. It's more like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. All right? You want to hear some shit? This is from like... No, this is from like 3-4 days ago from therapy. So we're talking because it's the weirdest thing to be in therapy, bro. To look at a stranger and having to tell this man your issues because So I don't know how it came out, right? I have these issues, and I brought up how much I hate my sisters. I brought up how. When my mom died, I didn't give a fuck, bro, because there was such a separation, man, and there's such a thick wall between my mom and I, right? So when she passed away, I felt nothing, right? So here I'm telling this therapist that I tell, look, bro, I'll be honest with you, okay? So this is where I'm gonna tell you where the answers come. This is what I'm getting, and I said, look, I'll be honest with you, I feel a little guilty that I don't give a fuck when she died. And I said, and they go, well, tell me about her. I was very abusive, and to the end. And then he told me this. This is where he gave me some clarity, bro. All right, just to tell you. And this is just one of many things. I'm talking about relationships, anything. He goes, it's normal for you not to feel a guilt or sorrow. And this is what he tells me. He goes, a parent, and John, you know this because you got abused too, bro. So we've talked about our moms, and we have a lot of the same issues. So he says, this dude says, don't feel guilty, man. He goes, because a parent is supposed to teach you love, you know? And when that parent dies, you feel sorrow because, wow, here's this person that taught me love is gone. But see, your mom didn't do that. You were always on survival mode around her. So all she did was teach you how to survive. Like, because she was, so when someone passes away, but there was really no love, there was just always just fucking, I was always on guard. She dies, and I'm not on guard anymore. I'm not on survival mode anymore. Because till the end, I was always fucking on the edge around this fucking person. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do you feel that she was trying to prepare you for life?
Oh, see, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. No, bro. I could easily say that about my sons. You know, I could easily say, hey, fuckers, you know, I was hard on you, fucking, you know, I didn't want you to be pussies. But no, the truth of the matter is that if I would have kept that same type of attitude, we wouldn't have the relationship we have now, man. Because I had to mend a lot of shit. I really had to tell them, I apologize. Okay, I know one of the things I learned back in the day.
So you say you're sorry too, huh?
Yeah,
You
bro, all the time. No,
right.
for sure, bro. And I tell them, I did, as a parent, I tell them all, look, man, I'm continuing to try. I'm trying to grow. It's a never-ending process. I said, but I did the best I could with the information I had at the time. But I don't want to have that. And you've seen this. You have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends. You know, a lot of tough guys, and they have this thing where like there's no relationship between the dad and the son, man. Yeah. And you've seen it. I've seen it. And I've asked some dads. I go like, bro, how come you and your boy don't talk anymore? Ah, fuck him. I'm the dad. Fucking, he's got to respect me. He's got to come to me. I'm like, nah, bro, it's not like that. You need to go. And there's some guys that won't see their grandkids because of being fucking hard headed.
Right. I've heard
I'm
that.
like,
I've seen that.
And I was like, nah, fuck that, bro. I wanted to keep growing, keep trying to be better. And so going back to you, bro. So I like it.
I was getting into you. Really? Come on, man.
No. So they ice you for a day and a half, and it's you. Is it usually you who says, "Look, man, look, honey, maybe I should have worded different."
Yeah, you know, pretty much because I know how she is now, and you know, I know how
after 34 years, I hope you would.
I know.
I was like, but, you know, man, I figured you out, babe.
Yeah, but you know, after all this time now, she steps up a little bit more than what she used to. But you know, I don't know.
What do you mean by that? Steps up. What does that mean?
Because you know, I don't know if it was her upbringing with her family or maybe her past relationship. You know, when she, you know, her prior marriage. She carries.
They do.
They carry that stigma. You know, that just like, you know, when I get mad, I'm just gonna, you know, walk away. You know, that's what I've done all my life, and I'm gonna keep on continuing to do that. So
that's just who I am.
I'm sorry?
Like, that's just who I am.
Yeah, that's who I am. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You know, but but then again, you know, with my wife, it's just sometimes, you know, she gets to the point where she, you know, she shuts down and she gets hurt, and you know, and she gets, you know, to the point where she won't share anything. At that moment.
Shut down at that moment.
So I give her space.
Now you know to give her space. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I can see a therapist saying that, like, give her space. But but one of the things you said, bro, when you're with a woman that's had a relationship in the past that damaged her, it will surface. Because you'll do something close, like even, I mean, just touch the surface to whatever that other person did, and it blows up like, oh hell no,
Why do you
fuck
say,
no.
okay, why are you saying this?
Well, because I've had it happen to me.
Okay.
With me, man.
All right.
You're acting like I saw you at your house. Wait, you saw the camera? you got cameras at my house?
Told you about that.
No, it happened to me, man. Like, I'll do something, and she'll be, oh, hell no, I ain't putting up with that shit. You know? So for all you women that you've had a boyfriend before, a husband before, or you dudes that your chick had a boyfriend or a husband before, and she snaps at you for something he did, just remind her. Go, hey, I'm not that dick. All right, just say I'm different here. All right, so that's it. That's it. That's for free. I'm not charging you for that therapy. But no, bro, for you, man, okay. How many years were you LAPD, brother?
28.
28. And out of the 28 years, how many years were you a detective?
Probably 20.
20? Wow, bro. Yeah. And hey, how many years were you homicide?
3.
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh man, so you were a varsity for 3 years, bro?
Yeah, and that was tough, you know, because.
By the way, let me tell people out there,
Okay.
LAPD, right, bro? I don't know if you know this, like. You want to work homicide, like that's that's varsity.
Yeah.
That's varsity
It's the
Vic.
pros. It's the pros.
That's varsity Vic, bro. So that's like something that everybody wants to, you know, when you're a young cop, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
a lot
wants
of people want to eventually become a homicide detective. And, you know, they strive for that. You know, for the to get into that position. You know you've finally reached the pinnacle there.
Right.
So, but you know, I mean,
was working homicide, man? Was that because I know the long hours that you guys, because you guys have to work crazy hours trying to solve crimes, solve murders, man.
Yeah, I was when I was working homicide. I worked South Central, 77th.
Oh, you work? Oh.
You knew that.
Oh, you just reminded me. I'm going to get to that story right now. We'll get to that story.
Yeah, that's
okay.
So I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, you know, not to drift away from the subject or anything. I mean, when you first become a detective, you gotta pay your dues.
What do you mean by that? Help us civilians know what that means.
They'll put you on a investigative table of domestic violence, you know, crimes against persons, you know, something, you know, not as juicy as like robbery, burglary, or even sex crimes. You know, I mean, those are prestigious
crime.
spots.
So the meaner the crime, right? The more you feel like you're solving something, right? The bigger puzzle you get.
But they put you in those, like I said, domestic violence or crimes against persons table to go ahead and hone your skills, you know, or you know, you're gonna work that for a little bit of time.
You gotta grind it out.
Yeah, you know, you gotta pay your dues here, you know, and get your investigative skills, you know, a little bit better, and then, you know, if we see that you're, you know, up to par, we'll think about putting you into robbery or into the sex crimes or into homicide. Tell
me about the first homicide that you solved, man. Your very first.
The very first one, I remember that because it made such an impact on me. I remember that it was in January. It was cold, and I wasn't working homicide at that time.
But what were you doing there if you weren't homicide?
I was like the weekend detective.
What does that mean, weekend detective? Like all the other guys were like taking a break and they go, send that guy.
Oh yeah, we rotate. Okay. There's like detectives rotate if they're gonna work like on Saturdays or Sundays, and that was my turn to work a Saturday.
Okay.
So the watch commander came up to the detective area and told me, hey, we just got a shooting over at Vernon in Vermont. Right. Need you to respond. There's a crime scene out there.
All right. South side. Right?
Yes, it was. I was working 77th Division. It was 77 or South Central. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, I responded. I was working by myself.
You were by yourself?
I was working by myself.
There was nobody else around, and then
let me kind of clean that up a little bit. I was the only detective.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you walk in there like Columbo, man? Like there's all a bunch of cops, and you go, okay, everybody got the way, man. Got this.
Well, what happened was the crime scene tape was up already.
Okay.
And so it was kind of a business area.
Okay.
And the story goes, there was 2 individuals, which included our victim, and he was, he was young male Hispanic who was a manager of a pawn shop.
Wow.
At that location, and he carpooled with his employee, who was this Russian guy. I still remember this.
Okay. And this person we're talking about is deceased, right?
Correct. And what happened is that the victim and the Russian guy were carpooling.
Who's the Russian guy?
The Russian guy was an employee that worked with our victim, who was the pawn shop manager.
Where is this crime scene at?
It's in a business area right off of Vermont and Vernon.
Okay, so it's out in the open.
When you say out in the open, there's shops all lined up, and the pawn shop was one of the shops lined up.
Okay, was it in the shop?
No, what happened was they just parked their vehicle. Like I said,
The Russian gentleman and the Latino gentleman.
Correct.
Okay.
And they just parked their vehicle, and they got out, and our victim, who was 28 years old, Hispanic manager, had a bag in his hand. And he was walking to the pawn shop, which was a roll-up door. And what they usually do, they unlock it, they roll up the steel door, open for business. As they were walking towards that roll-up door, small Toyota comes driving up northbound right in front of them. We have another male Hispanic exiting the back seat of that vehicle, points the gun at our victim, and says, "Give me the bag."
Well, how do you know all this? How did you know like that this guy said this and that it was a Toyota?
You started interviewing people.
Oh, okay. Is that asking around people that were there?
The Russian gentleman that was there.
Oh, they didn't shoot at him?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited about this.
Hey,
Willie,
were you there?
All right, man. I'm just like intrigued. I'm intrigued, man. You know?
Yeah. So what happened? Let me backtrack a little bit. This individual points a handgun at our victim. Tells him to relinquish the bag that he had, thinking that there was going to be jewels from the pawn shop or money or something, right. Something worth of value.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he goes our suspect goes to reach for the bag, and our victim pulls it away. At that time, the guy fires like 3 to 4 shots into the victim, into his torso. He goes down, grabs the bag, jumps into the back seat of the car, boom, last seen northbound at a high rate of speed, and that was it. When I arrived, they transported the victim, but apparently he died during transportation. Okay. And then everything started coming together. I started speaking to witnesses. I spoke to the witness, the Russian gentleman. He was there. What happened when the victim got shot, he went running. He took off. He just took off.
Did they try shooting at him?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
The guy concentrated on that bag. That was his focus. That's all he wanted. And as soon as the gun came out, the guy took off. So, he was a young guy. They were, like the victim was like 27, 28, and the Russian guy was like, in his mid-20s as well. They were both young.
Would you, and this is for all my people out there, and by people I mean black, white, brown, others, man, everybody, Asian, everything. If somebody approaches you with a gun, bro, from a man who worked homicide and knows that world, if somebody approaches you with a gun and wants your wallet or whatever, would you say
take it?
Don't ever try to put up a fight.
No.
Because I see these videos on TikTok where they're showing you how to take a gun out cool and shit. And I'm like, just give it.
Fucking give it. To them, so they want it, your pants, give it to them.
So this guy, did he try to hold the bag?
Yeah, he pulled the bag away. So right when the suspect attempted to grab it, our victim pulled it away, and that pissed him off to where he fired the shots at him.
Okay. All right. And then so you're there.
So here's the story. You know, like I said, there's businesses on both sides of the street.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I started looking for witnesses, and that's what you do. You want to see if there's somebody that, you know, the uniformed police officers that are there that are setting up the crime scene haven't talked to, because a lot of times you know, by the time you arrive, you know, they're, you know, doing their own thing, and so you take it upon yourself to go ahead and see if you can find a witness that they haven't talked to, that they haven't found. So I started going up to each business to see if I could find somebody, you know, and at that time, and this is what bothers me the most, his fiancée, the victim's fiancée, comes to the crime scene.
Okay.
She runs up to the yellow tape, and I'm there, and she's frantic in her face. I see it.
Did she try to run through the yellow tape?
Well, she came up to me and to the police officers, and they go, "Hey, I'm you know, I'm so and so. You know, I'm the fiancée of, you know, the victim." And well, she didn't say the victim.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
right.
I don't want to say his
Yeah,
name.
no, I got it. I got you.
Okay,
bro.
so is he okay? And it's like, you know, she was just so frantic. And, you know, the worst part about telling somebody, you know, that their loved one has been killed is just the reaction. And I had to tell her that.
What a hard job, brother.
And she collapsed. She fell on the ground. She started convulsing. We had to get a paramedic unit out there to go ahead. And I mean, she just lost it.
All right.
I mean, you know, I later find out that the night before, she was trying on wedding dresses.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, when you start, you know, puzzling it all together, because people's lives, you know, it's just like, you see, you know, how, you know, fragile life is, and, you know, and how quickly everything can just be destroyed, you know, by one idiot's fucking actions, you know. It's just awful. Anyhow, so, you know, going across the street, there was I remember this, there was kind of like an optic, kind of like a eyeglass kind of a business there at that time. You could go in, try on eyeglasses and everything.
Okay.
And so I went in there and I started, you know, looking, you know, some of the technicians that were working there. Did you see anything? You know, I was just ask him, and I found one guy.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah. He goes, I saw the guy. I go, would you be able to identify him if you saw him again? He goes, yeah, I think so. And I was like, wow. So I got his information and everything, and you know, I wrote it down and say, hey, this guy's a witness, you know, and hopefully we'd be able to go ahead and, you know,
identify the guy
in the future, yeah.
Right.
But so here's the thing. I was the weekend detective. I wasn't even working homicide at that point.
Right.
My job was to go ahead and notify the homicide detectives.
And give them everything you had.
And gave them everything I had up to that point, which I did. And so two individuals came out. They processed the crime scene, and they ran with the investigation.
Okay.
I found out that investigation went dead. It just went cold, and you know.
When investigations go cold, like a murder case, and there's no leads, do they just use?
Yeah.
I mean,
they shelf
bro.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna
shelf
say
it,
that.
bro.
There's a lot of stuff, bro. They like. It's a sad thing to say, but a lot of things, a lot of crimes go unsolved, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of murders.
Well, I mean, and so here's the thing. You know, once, you know, it's been like about a year, and that case they shelved it, you know, and they moved on to other cases because it was just so crazy down there in South Central. There was always a killing, you know. I mean, 77th led the city in homicides back then, you know, every year, you know. There was just so many people getting killed. So, you know, I was originally, you know, working the robbery section at that time, and so my lieutenant, great guy, his name was Doug Young, you know, I have the most respect for that guy. And, you know, he came up to me. He goes, hey, how would you like to work the unsolved homicide unit?
Oh, there's a whole unit that's designated to unsolved crimes.
Well, let me put it to you this way: there was only like 2 people at that point.
Oh shit! I thought there was like a whole department.
Yeah.
I thought there was like a whole floor. There's 2 guys.
There might be now. At that time, there was only there was only 2.
Well, I'm learning. I love this, man. That's what I love, guys. Is because I learn with my buddies. Because I consider you a buddy, bro. You know, Juan? Because we're beyond just cordial. You know,
Of course.
You know. So
yeah, I feel that way.
So I always learn, man. So for the citizen out there, for the civilian like Angel and John, man, don't you guys find that a little scary that there's only 2 guys?
Yeah.
So like I would think of like a whole floor, like there's 50 guys and they're like they're all, and then but you gave us reality, man, which is why so many people. It's why so many people have guns, because people gotta help themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
agree.
so
Absolutely.
So okay. So now this detective, I'm sure it's a homicide detective, tells you, do you want a cold case, right?
Yeah, my
And
lieutenant.
they call it cold cases, right? I watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, I mean, back then they were called unsolved homicides, but you know, cold cases. Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing. And I told him, yeah, you know, I'll work that unit, and then that was the first case I grabbed.
Okay.
I grabbed that case.
How did you know? Did you look for it, or did you see files, or did you
It was up on the you know,
on the what?
It was shelved on the unsolved homicide rack. You know, it's just.
But did you purposely go? Wait a minute, I remember one.
You know,
or it just happened.
No, I already you know, like you said, yeah, I remembered it, and I zeroed in. I know the case is unsolved, and that was the first one I wanted.
All right.
You know, just with the.
You had a hunch.
Well, I just felt bad. You know, I felt, you know, it got to me. You know,
Because you remember the fiance.
yeah. I mean, you go ahead and you tell somebody that her loved one has passed away, and she's thinking of a future with this guy. You know, and I destroyed that.
Okay.
So I grabbed that case and I just started working it. And you know, it's cold, so you know, it's like almost a year later, and so I go back out there. And I just started door knocking, you know? I mean, I just like, maybe there's somebody. Nothing, you know? I kept running into, you know, block walls. And I put out a reward. I started, you know, putting out flyers, you know, up and down, you know, the business area. I just hang.
This is you doing it?
Yeah,
You're
doing it. Yeah, me.
Wow,
you know, just
man.
like, and then, you know, I interviewed the Russian guy who was still working at the pawn shop, you know, and... you know, the guy across the street and the optics business, he was still there. And I was telling him, you know, I'm working this, trying to find out, you know, if I can get, you know, make it, you know, if I could find a lead on this. And I kept block wall, nothing. And then I started hearing, you know, crap from the other detectives, you know, saying, hey, man, you know, you're putting too much time in that case. You know, there's other... homicides you can be investigating. And I go, you know,
wasting your time.
Yeah, exactly. You know. So, I played an angle, and this is, you know, and this is the angle.
Right.
I played the angle that he was carpooling with his Russian employee, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they lived in Rampart Division.
I know that real well.
Okay.
Tommy Burgers. I spent
So
many decades there.
So I played the angle that they were followed from Rampart. So instead of staying,
Wait a minute. Why were they followed from Rampart? Is that where they lived?
yeah, that's
Oh,
where
okay,
that's
okay,
where our
okay.
victim lived, and that's originally, you know, he picked up the Russian guy who lived close by, and they both drove all the way to South Central from the Rampart area. So I figured, I go, well, maybe
They were getting scoped out.
exactly, and so I went to. He lived in an apartment complex.
Are you a Pisces, bro?
No, I'm a Leo.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious, bro. Because Pisces, we're always like thinking about every angle, man. But Leo,
I mean, that was
not,
you know, that
not
was
bad.
the
I'm just not that has nothing to do with it. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. So I'm sorry,
So
man.
that, you know,
That's a hunch. That's a hunch.
That's a hunch, man.
Okay, and
So
a
I
hunch
just
to
played.
me When I say hunch, Angel and John, I always think that there's powers beyond us that help us. So I believe that there was powers beyond you that were helping you on this hunch.
You know what?
Okay, a hunch to me, bro, has a lot of meaning behind it. But that was pretty good.
You know, it's funny you say that.
Why?
Because you know, while I was working as a detective, I tell this to my mom too. I go, look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you know when somebody's pointing you in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro. I really know how. I know how to read people, but you know who's better at reading people is Fabian.
It's good.
Fabian's good,
yeah,
bro.
He's really good.
My son Fabian would talk about hunch and people. I could be in front of a comedian and I said, Dad, I go, this is a cool guy. And then Fabian would look at me and we just walked away. I hugged the guy and everything. And Fabian would go, he goes, fuck that guy, Dad. He goes, he don't like you. I go, what do you mean? No, but he's cool. Oh, no, he don't like you. Every comedian that I hug and shake his hand, and you know what's the trip about Fabian? Fabian will shake hands and hug too, right? But when we leave, he'll tell me, he goes, that guy's a piece of shit, Dad. That guy don't like you. That guy's fucking with you. And you know Angel, you know Fabian pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I trip out on how his hunch is at another level, you know? I don't know, bro. I have ADD, bro. I go all over. So back to this hunch. So you told your mom, and because moms are very intuitive as well, you know.
Yeah.
No. Listen to what I'm gonna say,
okay.
Juanito. That you're this badass fucking cop, right? He's a badass cop. Tough motherfucker, LAPD, South Central. You got your pinche pistola, but then you go. But my mom said, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I know you didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I did.
What I'm trying to say is the power of intuition, the power of even a mom. They can foresee some things, man. So what?
I mean, just to kind of clarify it a little bit, just after the fact, I would have a conversation with my mom. My mom's very religious, and so am I.
Okay.
So I give God all the credit here. I do.
I listen. I'm not religious, bro, but I believe Juan that there's a power. And
you
who knows?
To be. At the
end of the day, Juan, when I'm dead, whoever the maker is, I'll be able to, without blinking, say, I never denied you. I just didn't know who you were, and that's. But I was never like, as I'm getting older, wiser, understanding energy, there's something that has to be way more powerful than us.
And you got to give thanks.
Gratitude.
Have to give thanks.
Gratitude.
You got to stay humble. But getting back. I'm sorry.
I want to connect.
Sorry to get off the track here.
I want to connect how you were talking to your mom about this situation.
Oh, it was after the fact. Just telling her. Telling her the story that I'm telling you.
Okay.
And she, she agreed. She's all, yeah, you're a tool. We're all tools. Because we'll be used for positive things.
We could either be used for good or for bad, right?
Well.
Right, because there's the other side, bro. There's the dark and there's the light.
And the word choice comes into play because you have a choice of what you want to do.
Correct.
So, hey, we've all made bad choices, and we want to make good choices.
Yeah.
I'll be the first person to say I've made bad choices. But it's what you do in the future. Okay. Do you continue making bad choices, or do you learn from that?
Right. So tell me, so you go back, you get this case, all right, cold case, and you're interviewing people, man, and then you get this hunch, and you go, wait a minute, maybe they were followed.
Exactly. So I go out to the Rampart area, the apartment complex, and I go inside his apartment, the victim's
You
apartment.
go into the apartment. Okay.
His girlfriend was there, and
Oh, she was still living there.
yeah, she's
And
still.
were they living together at the time?
Yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
so, you know, I asked to see his bedroom. I go, can I see his room? Maybe there's something I can go ahead and, you know, maybe lead me somewhere. And I didn't find anything, but I started reading his journal, and this guy was very intelligent. You know, I mean, he was a college student, and in his journal, I remember he wrote in, you know, like, oh, these are my goals for this year. Okay. You know, and
wow, bro. Yeah, that's deep, man. I'm a big believer.
And then one of his goals was, you know, closer relationship with God. And I looked at that. I go, okay, all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
That is intense.
So,
wow.
I didn't find anything in his apartment that would spark, you know, any type of, you know, stronger lead. But what I did find out was across the street was this other apartment complex that was heavily graffitied on the outside, gang graffiti all over the place. And I go, what the hell? So what I did, I went back to the police station. I started running that address with the apartment complex, you know, that was heavily graffitied. That was right across the street from my victim's apartment.
But wait a minute, was this the apartment where you're reading the journal?
No, what it was the apartment across the street. Because once I left the victim's apartment and was getting back into my car, I was driving. And then across the street, directly across the street, was another apartment that was heavily graffitied with gang graffitied.
But whose apartment was it?
That's what I'm not getting at. What I'm getting at is that this guy may have been followed, and I got gang graffiti here.
Okay.
So, suspect could have been a gang member, right?
Okay.
And that's the angle I was looking at. So what I was doing, I was like, let me learn a little bit more about that heavily graffitied gang apartment complex.
Okay.
So I go back, you know, to the police station, and I started running that apartment complex to see who lived there. See maybe some kind of connection, you know, could have came up. And this is what happened. When I ran it, I started running all these apartment numbers started coming up, and one specific apartment number had a gang member, male Hispanic, and I ran his criminal history, and it started showing his occupation. Mm-hmm. And on his occupation, it said pawn shop worker.
Oh shit, gang member.
And I alerted, right? You know, I just like, I went back the following day. I had a picture of the guy, and I staked out till I saw him. I saw him coming in. We cuffed him up really quick, and I took him down to the Rampart police station. I started interrogating his ass. And he goes, it wasn't me. I didn't shoot him. You know, I don't know. He started crying. He goes, I knew him. He got me a job as a pawn shop worker.
Damn, it's always the people you help that fuck you over.
Well, so but he never admitted that, you know, he was the shooter. He never admitted.
Okay.
And so I had to cut him loose.
Okay.
And so I thought, you know, fuck. You know, I was like, man, I thought, you know, this was gonna lead somewhere. Next day, I get a call from Rampart Homicide. And they go, hey, Contreras, were you down here yesterday? I go, yeah. Did you take or speak to this guy named so-and-so? I go, yeah, but, you know, he didn't give me any information. I mean, I'm, you know, investigating this one homicide. He goes, well, get a load of this. That guy, after you spoke to him, went back to his gang. And they were all partying, and they said, hey, a detective fucking jacked me up, thought I fucking killed that pawn shop guy. And then one of his homies said, I killed that guy.
Oh,
And I go, no freaking way. He goes, yeah, and guess what? I have a report with all his information on it. I go, asshole suspect? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm going to fax it over to you. So they faxed it over to me, and I had his name. His name's Neri Munoz. I still remember it today.
Oh, shit.
And I looked at the address. I go, oh, my goodness. And a fucking address. The address came back to an apartment right above the pawn shop where the guy worked. So I later find out. That this guy lived in the apartment, straight up, right above the pawn shop. Wow. Watched this guy every single day, walking in, carpooling with his buddy, carrying that bag. And so I researched that apartment and the people that live there, because he used to live there, but he used to rent out a room in that apartment. And there was a couple that lived there too, but they no longer live there. And the female, or I should say the wife, was I found out she worked security down at LAX. And I was like, I got her. So, I finally identified her, and I brought her in for an interview. And, by that time I had, I was able to get a photo with this Neri Munoz, right. And I put him in what we call the 6-pack, right? 6 photos. And then I put it in front of her. I go, do you recognize anybody here? And she goes, oh, yeah. That's Neri right there, man. And she goes, hey, did you bring me in here because of that guy who got killed at the pawn shop? I was like, I just about melted.
Wow,
she goes, I know he did it. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I'm trying to maintain, my excitement. I go, well, why do you say that? She goes, you know what? He used to always talk about that pawn shop guy, how much he hated him, how much, he thought he was, all that because, he was the manager and he
went to college and he studied and wanted to be somebody.
And he used to say that, he always has that bag and that he needs money to go back to somewhere in South America. I forgot where it was. And, but he says, yeah, he goes, that guy, I hate him. I just hate him. And he used to watch him every single day. Wow. Fucking walk to that pawn shop, man, with his buddy. And he said he was gonna take him down. I was like, oh my goodness, it's just like,
wow, bro. Well, look, man.
Let me finish it off. Okay. Now that you got me going, man, you got my juices flowing here, man.
Go ahead, brother. You got the
my
floor.
juices flowing.
No, go ahead, bro.
So, I go to that optic guy, the guy who worked in the eyeglass, who worked across the street. Mm-hmm. Showed him the 6-pack. I go, you recognize anybody? Boom! And identifies that guy. Yeah, that's him right there. I go, you sure? Yeah. I mean, he was like spot on. I was like, and if when we show the 6-pack, we always, we go for the positive. Like, I'm 100%. We need that for court purposes. A lot of times we get, well, kind of looks like him. I'm not too sure. It's just like, but this guy was fucking adamant, spot on.
Yeah.
And then I showed the Russian guy, and he couldn't identify him. But I'll get back to you on the Russian guy, because what happened was that now I had.
Let me ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Juan. So are you telling me even the Russian guy was still around?
Yeah, he was still employed at the pawn shop, and every time I spoke to him, I could tell, just in his facial expression, he was still hurt, because his friend, You know, he still felt bad. He took
Felt bad because he ran, probably,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Like I could have done something. Right?
I
You know,
think- I
like in
think
our
so.
heads, we always have these scenarios. Maybe if I would have tackled them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I suppose he probably had a lot of guilt.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the key word here. He was fighting the guilt, you know, because every time I talked to him, he'd see me and he'd look down. You know, all the time he'd always look down.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and I mean, just to you know, kind of close it off a little bit. You know, I found out where this Neri Munoz was living, and served a search warrant, and he was living in his mom's garage, and we hooked him up, and you know, we attempted to interrogate him, but he lawyered up real quick, and so we didn't get any kind of confession from him, but so we had to use, you know, the witnesses and you know, their identification, and but you know, and when we went to court, when we were in trial, we had, you know, I had a really good you know, prosecuting attorney, you know, a real good strong trial attorney. He did a great job. But you know, here's the key. All the witnesses were awesome. The female, the one who used to live with Neri Munoz, man, killed it. I mean, she just came out and she just says, yeah, he kept just exactly, you know, she didn't shy away. She just kept saying, you know, hey, he was always saying that he was going to go after that guy. He hated him. He watched him every day. I mean, it was just, it was beautiful watching it. And then I'm getting back to the Russian guy. When he went on the stand, right? All of a sudden they started interviewing him, and they were saying, well, the defense was asking him questions, and then the Russian guy just goes right away, that's him, and just pointed to Neri Munoz. Wow. Couldn't identify him in the photos, but he said, yeah, that's him. Now that I see him in person, that's him.
Wow.
And then, you know, objection, you know, right away, the defense. He goes, you couldn't ID him in the photographs. He goes, the photos, he goes, we're different. When I see the guy in person, that's him. And his face was pitch red. You could tell, you know, because he was emotionally charged, you know, and he identified the guy. And I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So, you know, everything started puzzling up really good, you know, and then, but, you know, here's the sad part. I mean, just getting back to the bag. Mm-hmm. And I told you this. Mm-hmm. In the bag that our victim was carrying to the pawn shop, that he didn't want to give up, and they thought that there was jewels in it, and the guy took the bag, and he even admitted this, that the only thing that was in the bag was the victim's school books.
He was in college. He was in college books.
He was going to UCLA. So the guy was killed over school books.
Man. Wow, bro, that's heavy.
That is
I love
heavy.
you, bro, and thank you for sharing, man. I know. Listen, a lot of people out there, like I know there's bad cops, motherfuckers. I know there's bad cops, and we hate them all. We hate all the bad cops, but there's a lot of good ones, and you know, without cops that are good, this society would fucking fold. So yes, fuck the bad cops, put them in jail, whatever. But they're not the bulk of our society, man. You know. And bro, you've gotten other criminals,
right?
You've gotten you got a big criminal. One of my sons.
One of your sons.
Tell him that story, bro.
Oh,
Tell him.
Oh my goodness!
I don't say names. Don't say names. No names. No names.
You should be starting.
We're gonna say names, bro. Well, you've gotten some bad criminals. Tell them about that other criminal. You tell the story.
Oh my goodness!
Without saying names, bro. Tell the story. Tell the story. Tell what happened. Tell how I called you.
So I'm working 77th division. I think I was working robbery at that time, and I get a call from from Willie and saying, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And he's all pissed off, and he's like, "I go, what's up, man?" And he's just like, "Hey, I need you to scare the shit out of my son, man. He's screwing up."
He drew a dick.
Yeah, he said he drew a dick.
Yeah. And
in school, right?
In school, and put his teacher's name on it. And it said the dick was his teacher's name. So tell him what I did, bro.
So he brings his kid down to 77th Division,
and he was about 11.
Oh, he was a young kid and everything. And then,
10.
And then I go, "Hey, Willie, how's it going?" And Willie's got that fucking serious
No, he was like
look,
he was like
man.
9. I think he was like 9, bro. Because I fucked with all of them at one time. So,
I remember asking you. I go, "How far do you want me to go with
that's
this?"
exactly what he said. Okay. I gotta tell you for this. So I was always real crazy. I'm a crazy fucking dad. So one of my kids drew a dick, got suspended because he drew a dick, and then the teacher looked at it and it had her name on the dick. It said, "This is who she is." And he got suspended, and we have I had the fucking I had the artwork, you know. And so
They ripped it out the book.
yeah, so I called Juan. And I said, you know, do me a favor. So take it from there, bro.
No, I just okay. I'll take it.
I like how you say you still remember, bro. Yeah. I can't believe you still remember that. You said, "How far do you want me to go?"
And then you were so cold though. I mean,
I'm a tough dad. I was a tough dad.
You were
dude.
cold. You know, "Hey, take him." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get your ass over here." So I take him into the interview room, and
Where did you took him away? Remember, I was just sitting there, and you took him away.
Oh shit!
I took him into the interview room, and
that's the interview room where
we
you
interrogate suspects.
We interrogate.
And I just started saying, "Hey, you know what? You know," and I opened up the door. I go, "You see those stairs out there?" Then I go, "Those stairs go straight to jail. We got a jail downstairs." I go, "Come on, I'm gonna take you." No!
He's like 9 years old.
Anybody who's a Willie fan knows you told this story word for word, and they can research it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what happened, bro? What happened, bro?
No, I brought him back in, and I just started telling him. I go, "Hey, you gonna, you know," I started, you know, being a little bit mellow with him, and I started telling him. I go, "Hey, you know, you got to do good in school, you know, just the basic positive things." And I go, I don't want to see you back here. And he just goes, no, I'm not. You know, he was crying, and
I won't drop this anymore.
I felt bad, actually. You know, but you know, I think I only went so far. And
you went level 3. You didn't go level 5. You just went level 3.
But this is the thing. You know, I walked him back out, and Willie's right there. And this is what I always remember. You know, I go, you know, I was going to tell Willie, yeah, you know, I think he's learned his lesson, kind of a thing. And then Willie comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you're not going to keep him?" That was the first thing he told me. I was like, "Oh, man."
Listen, man, to all the dads out there, to the dads that grew up in the hood, the dads that, you know, obviously if you grew up in a super middle class, upper class neighborhood, you wouldn't understand this. But that's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the dads that, you know, are raising children. If I can go back in time, I would have handled that differently. But all I knew, I was on the road all the time, so I would try to scare my son, bro. All my sons. I would try to scare all of them to like because, you know, I just want them all never to be like the Neri Munoz.
Yeah.
You know, I just always want them to go to college, be successful, be good people. Did I fuck up as a parent? I did. And trust me, I'm doing a lot of
therapy.
No, what do you call that, bro? Anyways, man, I'm trying a lot of damage control. You know, but listen, you guys, to all my peeps out there, man, thank you for hanging out again. I know that WIllie Barcena's dropping. I hope you guys had a good time. I always love chilling with you guys. I always respect my guests. I love my, you know, the people that come here, they always mean something to me. Whoever's here, they mean something to me. Man, and before I go, where am I going to be at, bro?
You're going to be in La Jolla, this weekend.
The comedy store.
The Comedy Store, 7th through the 9th.
Only a few tickets left, fuckers. We ain't fucking around.
Yep.
And then
the 20th to the 23rd will be in Covina, California.
Covina, a few tickets left.
Very few.
Mad love, my people. I just want, bro. I want to. Hey, you want to say anything, Angel Man? Anything?
Got a lot of good merch coming out.
we do have a lot of good. Thank you for that, bro.
A lot of good merch coming out.
Hey, guys, where are they?
The store's ready to go.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Store's ready to go, bro.
Hey, we got these cups. These are regular red cups, you know, and we're gonna give 4 for anybody that sends a question. We're gonna pick somebody, and when you we use your question, we're gonna send you this and a bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
And Johnny Boy, anything, Johnny Boy?
Yeah, bro. Like, you know what? If anybody's a true Willie fan knows that you told that story. If anybody ever said that you're making jokey jokes or whatever, you tell the real shit. You tell the real stories because it's on what special you actually told the story word for word the way Juan just said right now.
Yeah.
If anybody ever thinks you're telling, you tell the truth all the time.
So, anyways, mad love. Juan, thank you, my bro. Man,
thanks for having me, man.
No, man, mad love. Everybody, again, man. So we're done, right? This is it. All right, thank you for hanging out with another WIllie Barcena's dropping. Mad love, peeps.